Are we back from our YouTube banishment?
Yes, we are back from our YouTube banishment.
We are no longer
our strike.
We won't talk about the illness that maybe captivated the world a few years ago that we made jokes about.
Fucking go.
Don't even want to talk about it anymore.
YouTube poison.
But apparently, if you're a politician,
a very specific thing.
If you're a politician, you can say whatever you want.
Don't talk about it.
No matter how much of a lie it is, you can present it as truth and nothing will happen to you. But if you make a few jokes about a far fringe Democratic candidate's approach to this medical thing, suddenly you're banned for spreading misinformation.
Too close. It's getting too close. I know. You're flying too close to the sun there.
That's just me, Kid Icarus.
YouTube. I'm so sorry that we said a joke about a thing that you didn't like. I'm so sorry about that. You know what, though? Here's the problem is I'm starting to feel like Ben Shapiro. Cancel culture. You can't. I thought Elon Musk said comedy was legal.
I saw another thing when Jennifer Aniston came out against cancel culture, and she said she didn't think everyone needs to be put in the
Harvey Weinstein?
Yeah, she's like, everyone shouldn't be put in the Harvey Weinstein basket. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? He went to prison. Prison is not cancel culture.
Did he go to prison?
I thought he did.
I don't think he went to prison.
Bill Cosby did, and then Bill Cosby was
they let
him
out right away.
Well, they had to.
Bill Cosby went to prison. Yeah, for like a week. I want to talk about who's in prison, who's not in prison, who gets to walk out of prison after being convicted of borderline treason because they existed, but they only let those two guys out.
Be careful! You said the word.
Oh shit! I'm gonna cut it out. You
gotta cut it out.
Fuck.
Plus, that's the name of my. That's the name of my other podcast.
It's called. You can't talk about it.
Wait, that was a plug for my other podcast, which is called "Who's in Prison? Who's out of prison? Who was in prison was but let out, even they committed treason because of the C word." That. Look it up. You'll find it.
It's a catchy fucking title.
It's a catchy fucking title. If you go to my YouTube page on your laptop, your first part of the screen is you have to scroll past the title just to get to any information. Yeah.
That's definitely good SEO. We had a whole meeting about SEO and business.
And we're still alive. I don't
feel very alive.
I don't either. But look, we're laughing and we're having fun and we're back from banishment.
Welcome to season 6 of Being Trans with Lilith and Amanda. So this is the first episode of season 6. And we decided we're doing seasons now. We weren't doing them before, but now we're like, yeah, fuck that. This is the season. It is autumn.
I would say longtime viewers of the YouTube channel will notice that every season the backgrounds change. If you're listening on the podcast, you're not
getting our outfits and makeup.
Yeah, my makeup is always red lipstick. I did put a little orange in there.
Your makeup changes. Well, your makeup changes episode to episode. You do it. I try and keep mine pretty consistent for the season, but season-wide. I feel like, are we giving away our secrets too much?
I got a haircut that looks pretty. I like my haircut.
I like it. You do have a new haircut. I think it looks very beautiful.
And you're like, I'm sure if you're like,
I don't same old hair, but I think it looks better and better. I like it. I like long hair. I like having long hair.
I do too, but I was having a lot of knots.
Me too. Like mine's a mess. And like understand also, like I don't use any product or anything because I'm a hippie. I could go down that road too, but I do want to take a second to talk about long hair because like as a transgender woman, pre-transition my whole life, I got so much fucking shit for letting my hair grow. I always wanted long hair and I always tried to grow it out. And the shit came from every direction. It came from my parents and then it came from my teachers and then it came from every job I ever had. Just every aspect, peers even. Every sport I tried to play, like every coach or whatever it was. And not that there were a lot of those, but like, yeah.
They all the John Unitas high and tight haircut.
And even later on in my life when like I had like a kind of a job where I could get away with it, and I'd moved to a place where they kind of stopped doing that, where it wasn't policy by the rules of the company. I couldn't have long hair. I moved to a place where they stopped doing that. But even then, they would say shit, and it would just be this little subtle jab, like, "Oh, it's getting a little long there, isn't it?" You know, it's like, "Oh, due for a haircut, aren't you?" You know, this relentless fucking beating me down, this browbeating of liking me, and like the minute I came out as trans and I came out, that stopped, and it all stopped, and it all went away, and I am so fucking happy for that.
I mean, it's our hair. It's important to us. It's vital.
It is important. I like it. I like having long hair.
I do too.
Yeah. Speaking of cottages, check out my new place.
Yeah, check out my new place.
I just got this place. I just bought this place on Zillow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just went on there. I just clicked it and bought it. Just charged it right to my card.
I've been looking at Zillow, places in Vermont, and I found this one place. And you never trust when you're looking at pictures of a place, and they say like it's 2-bedroom, 1 bath, but there's no picture of the bathroom. You just can't trust that. It's just like,
what that means is 1 bedroom, 1 bath, and they declared that the bathroom is a bedroom, and that you're supposed to sleep in the tub, and the closet is also a bedroom, and
or
you're
like
supposed to sleep standing up.
There's 2 bedrooms and 1 chamber pot, and that chamber pot can go wherever you want to in the house.
You can fit 17 working class people in this place to afford your rent.
Honestly, I'm real honest.
If you bring your own partitions,
the place it was log cabin-esque. It was kind of cramped, but it had like a wood stove. It came on 8 acres of land, and I was totally in for it. But I was like, I don't see a picture of the bathroom here, which leads me to believe this bathroom either doesn't exist or it is
the hole in the ground
dank
outside.
As hell. Yeah. But I was like, had a stream running through it. I'm like, I want this place with a stream running through it. Jeez, yeah. Maybe the stream was your bathroom. Yeah.
I used to live the place I lived in Maryland had a river right in our backyard.
Oh, so
fucking
gorgeous.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That place is amazing. It was like a part of an old plantation mansion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was so fucking big. This is in a time before cell phones. You just had a phone that lived in it hung on the wall in your house or whatever. You probably had a couple around, but like that house was so fucking big that like no matter where you were in that house when the phone rang, you never got to it in time before the answering machine. Like, I never once successfully answered the phone in that house because it was always too far away.
No matter where you were, even if you were in the same room,
even if you were in the same room,
it was so far away. You couldn't
get there. That's how big it was. It was enormous. It was like being at an airport.
You'd have to have like one of those a scooter, like electric scooter, and just zoom to the other side of the room.
There was a tram that ran through it, like in Disneyland.
Sure, yeah. Like a monorail.
Catch the 9 a.m. to the kitchen for the breakfast nook.
Mom's like, dinner will be ready in 20 minutes. Make sure you catch the next monorail to the dining room. In Richmond, they have this area downtown where all used to be like these white people's mansions, and they've all been bought up and like been just carved into like apartment buildings for like 30 people. So I got a friend who rented one. He basically had like the parlor, and they put a lock door on it, so it's your apartment now. And then they just plywooded up a little bathroom with like a shower stall and a toilet, and his bathroom was and then in a little corner they kitted it out for a kitchen. And it was just like you're in this big parlor room, but there's like a bathroom clearly thrown up and a bed, and it was just like, man, capitalism.
It's
like
so
I'm not for like mansions, but if you're talking about like this historic district where like these homes are from like pre-Civil War times, and now it's just like, oh yeah, I bought it and I made it a place that I can rent out 18 rooms to people desperate for places to live.
When we hung out together, we went to the Hearst Castle.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
And we saw
crazy shit.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
It's obscene, but it is Dark Souls. We did walk up to a courtyard, like, if you've ever played Dark Souls 2, early on in the game, we've gotten there where there's like, you get to this like kind of courtyard where it's like stone, and like there's like some layered, and there's a round floor, and it goes down, and like there's an edge, and there's like a knight kind of staring off into the sunset, like on like overlooking this giant, beautiful valley. And that was that. We were there.
We were there.
That's what that was. And then we walked inside, and like as soon as you walked in, it was a room from inside of a building from Dark Souls.
Yeah.
And like there was the long table where like the zombie priests would like throw fire at you, and you could see it. And then even in the one room,
in the dining room,
there's a fucking mace.
There's a fucking mace. You go in the dining room, it's like,
there's a fucking mace, like a silver fancy ass mace.
You full body roll into the box, break it, and now you found a mace.
You get it? Yeah, you open it. It's a twinkle, and you open it up, and you get a twinkle, and it tells you the story of the mace and like how used to club people in like the Dark Ages or whatever.
And then you start clubbing people with it. Yeah.
And you start clubbing monsters with it. And I'll tell you, it was a monster who built that place.
Yeah, it's just a monument to the garbage that was America and still is America.
That place should be preserved. Like you shouldn't. It isn't okay to go in there and split up the Hearst castle into individual apartments. That would be fucking a terrible thing to do. However, I don't ever want anyone to be able to do that ever again. Like, no one should have that much fucking money. Like, no one should. Like, they just shouldn't. It's not okay. Like, it comes at the expense of literally everyone else, and it's terrible. Okay, leftist rant.
Man,
number one, over.
Shot. But as some long-time listeners and viewers might have noticed, we don't really have any advertisements. We tried to work with our good friends over at Trumi.
Oh, Trumi.
Trumi, who said
you still got some Trumies?
Apparently, we weren't the right fit for them, and to be honest, they're mushroom-based, but they're not hallucinogenic mushroom-based. So who cares? But that doesn't mean we're not always on the lookout for synergy, as much as I know that word makes you gag, Amanda, with other corporations. And I think you found someone who...
I don't hate synergy.
But when I do like that, synergy,
it makes me excited for like the potential for growth.
Synergy. I think, you found a company...
I don't know what you're talking about. I love integrated systems.
Just talk about the company you found that synergizes with us.
I didn't want to approach it like that.
Oh, you didn't want to approach it like that? Well, then just
approach it like that.
Should I just be like, hey, Amanda, what do you got for us?
Let's go into a question.
Welcome to Being Trans with Amanda as we reboot once more as we start our episode. I'm
Season
Lilith.
6 off to a fucking...
Season 6! We're rocking it!
Just a great start. I can't even think of the right sarcastic term for that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a sputtering start. Welcome to Being Trans with Lilith Amanda. I'm Lilith. That's Amanda. We're going to answer your questions. Hey, we're going to...
Season 6.
Season 6. Yeah, you said that at the start. Like, that's already there. We already have that videoed, and we're gonna lead off with that, and then we'll weird edit to this start, and then how about why don't we just start season 6 off with a question, and then we'll answer it.
Questions.
Yeah,
I love that.
Here's a question: what has been the hardest thing about being transgender, and why? For me, this person who wrote that, not me, Lilith, it's being told I have to be sure when I've told people I finally found myself. That can be a pain in the ass. But what was it? And I would say we can talk about other people, obviously, but is there anything that's not related to how shitty people are that has been difficult about being trans?
Yeah, I think I think we have to start there, just because we have to. Yeah. So I think unequivocally the shittiest, hardest part about being trans is transphobia. Like, it's just the existence of it and the people that are horrible and hate us for the fact that we exist. Like, that is the unequivocally the worst part of it. And up until recent times, it was the dominating culture. Mm-hmm. It's not anymore, but it's still a large, and because it's shrinking and being kind of muscled out of the culture.
Yeah.
They're fighting back, and they're loud and they're horrible, and they're trying really hard to just impose their shit on everyone, and that is clearly the worst part of it. It's just the hatred that comes from it.
And if you're a transphobe, it doesn't, whatever you say on YouTube is not going to get you blocked, whether it's true or not. So have at it, apparently, is the attitude of the YouTubes. But don't you ever say anything about...
We're not going to say bad things about YouTube.
That wasn't a bad thing about YouTube.
YouTube, we love you. We love your benevolence and your great algorithm that gets everything right.
But I think like the main thing is like, it is like the brain drain of like constantly being bombarded with like lies about trans people and misinformation about trans people, and then having to deal with those people in public who've never met a trans person and know nothing about being trans, and and you just talking to them, you have no idea, they have no idea what they're talking about, and it's that just that
listening
grind.
To them. The dumb shit they say.
But that's the thing, like you're saying, like what's the most difficult thing about being transgender? It's like
that's the most difficult thing. Yeah. Universally, but I think what the question
aside from that, it's finding clothes that fit someone who's 6'3" and has size.
Yeah, shoes are the hardest thing.
Yeah, shoes are the hardest thing.
Beside the irony of like finally taking a medicine that fixes 98% of your problems and makes you feel better than you've ever felt and makes you happy for the first time in your life. Despite that, the world, you achieve a level of inner peace that you've never known or could never even dream of obtaining. But at the exact same time that happens, the outside world turns into a flaming dumpster fire of people that hate you and try to kill you. And it's horrible. That's the worst part. But like there are other little things, like Lilith said, like it's fucking hard to find shoes. One of the worst things for me is I hate my beard. Yeah. Like I still grow a beard, and like you don't see it because I don't fucking let you see it. But like if I don't tend to this every day and cover it, I have to take concealer onto this fucker, like because you see it and it's just fucking kills me, and I hate it so much, and I hate shaving, and I feel bad. Not only does it hurt, like it also like makes me feel so shitty. I just hate it so much. Yeah. And that's one of the worst things for me.
It's all like little things like I'm going through electrolysis. So like every Monday I leave at 5:30 a.m. to drive up an hour to Richmond to have like an hour or two, depending, if I can use, a lot of times it's 2 hours of just having hair individually burned
you
off
in the
my
face with an electrified needle.
We're just going to burn every hair individually off my face. Now, I've been doing this for a while. I'm almost done, and it feels... I
want to do it again.
It feels amazing. Like, I shaved yesterday, and you could not feel any hair, and already it's back. And it's like the mental games you have to play. Like, that's the toughest thing, is like, I know that I've gotten rid of a lot of hair, but if you rub your finger, it feels like there's no place where there's not hair. But then when you look in the mirror, you're like, oh, wait, there's huge stretches here. And if I just take one finger...
That's the thing, is like the place that I had the electrolysis, it's like I had it like up in here, and like that's the place where it's not. Like, but down here, there's the worst. And this is there.
And it's impossible to get this spot. It's impossible to get it smooth. Here. Like, even after you shave, there's still,
Can't do it. It's like, it doesn't matter which way you take the razor, how many times you go over it. Yeah. Nothing can fix that. And it's horrible.
And I would also say, like, a lot of it is, like, stuff that I've kind of worked on my mindset about. And, like, realizing that, like, in your mind, like, you close your mind, you're like, this is how I'm going to look as a perfect woman. And realizing, like, that's not how any of this works. You see a lot of people who are just like, I've been on hormones for a year and a half and nothing's happened. And it's like, well,
yeah, it has.
First of all, it has happened. It's just you're fixated on what you want it to be, and you're not fixating on the growth you've gone through. And so it is mindset stuff like that. The one thing we always talk about is like, I'm 17 and I haven't started hormones yet. Do I pass? And then it's just like the most gorgeous,
the most beautiful woman you've ever seen
in your life, and like
a fucking supermodel,
being like, you know what, I'm on my own journey.
They just put on some drugstore makeup.
Yeah, and I just realized, like, I was 47 when I started. I was already well into male pattern baldness when I started, and I'm on my own journey. And so, yeah, there are all kinds of little things that your mind is always fighting you with, and it really is about like realizing the peach game. One thing I talked with my hairstylist, who's a trans dude. We had my hair done, went out for dinner with them, and just talked about how anyone who's going back to other people, like they talk about transgender people, they don't really understand like how right everything feels once you have the right hormones in you. And
yeah, they don't understand.
If you could understand how powerful,
shitty it feels to have the wrong one.
And even if you don't have like really hard, like I would say like dysphoria was, I never had a thing where I couldn't exist because of dysphoria. Like I shut down. I couldn't go to work because of dysphoria. You know, I was managing. Like my life wasn't great. It's not as great as it is now, but like I would never say that I was overwhelmed by dysphoria. Even then, just like changing the hormones, like it was like night and day. And so I think
it's completely different.
I think people don't understand how important that is. And for me, that was part of my growth too, is realizing like it's not about like these results or these things I want to be. It's how amazing everything is now compared to where it was.
Well, and just how much better you feel. Like you feel correct. I would love to just touch on a little bit because Question Aster mentioned. Let's go over the thing that they mentioned. Their thing that they thought was problematic.
Oh yeah, you have to be sure. You know, like when I tell other people that I found myself and they come back with, are you sure? You have to be sure before you transition. You have to be sure about being trans.
I'd like to touch on that.
You go for it.
This is one of the things that in the early stages of transitioning, once you just come out in that first year and like when you're still learning about everything, learning about yourself, all that stuff, you get hit with a lot, especially from your family and your close, generally cis friends that think they fucking know a goddamn thing about it, and they do not. They do not know anything about it, and they make all these out of the gates outrageous claims, and like there's a handful of things that, I mean, nothing's universal, but that are commonalities. That's one of them. Like, oh, you have to be sure. No, you don't. Let's Mythbusters this shit. No, you do not have to be sure. You can do whatever the fuck you want. And if you want, you can try stuff and you can decide you don't like it and you can change your mind. You can change your name as many times as you want. You can change your pronouns as many times as you want. You get to do whatever you want with your own life, and no one, especially someone that has no idea what you're going through, has any jurisdiction over whether or not you can do that. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. You don't have to justify your existence to anyone. Despite what they'll say, they're wrong and you're right. And that's just one thing I just wanted to get out of there. Another one that I found that was in that vein was I got asked, what does being a woman mean to you? I got asked that by like my family. Like I was in like a hotel room and like there were like all of us were in there, and like we were just talking about it, and like they all hit me with that all at the same time. It's like, well, what does being a woman mean to you? And like it's like you don't have to answer that question.
Yeah.
Like that's the dumbest, most banal thing. Like it's a test. Like they're testing you to see if you pass their arbitrary test. Like, I don't know. What does it mean? That's no cis woman has to answer that question ever. And but it's one of those things that because they don't understand anything about it, and because the desire to transition is so just completely foreign to a cis person. Because the thing is, when you're the correct gender, like, the idea of being the other one is not in any way appealing, and that's okay. It's super okay, but they definitely don't get it. So they attribute all these things, and they did it for millennia. It wasn't even ever considered what I consider it to be, which is like a prenatal condition. It's very treatable. Like that's the other thing.
It's eminently treatable.
It's super treatable, and the treatment is not only effective, but very safe, very affordable, and has the highest approval rate of any medical treatment in existence.
But I've heard all of this is dangerous and we don't know the effects.
Right.
Now the new thing is like this Ozempic that people are using for weight loss, and that just kind of came out of nowhere. Like, but like people are getting like this thing called dead stomach, where your stomach stops working because of the medication. It's just like, why? Nice. If you're like worried about people, why are you hassling trans people? Like the medications we're using and the like. These are not just new things.
Yeah, the flavor of the month, the new pharmaceutical that comes out on MSNBC.
I remember like, what was the one on? Remember in the late '90s, it was ephedra was the weight loss thing, and then people started having heart attacks. And then people started talking
about fen.
People started having heart attacks and stuff. It's like, where was everyone when that was happening? And HRT treatments are decades old. People have been doing this for a long time. Medical science and doctors are on our side, and you don't have to answer someone who's those people are, we talk about this all the time. If someone comes at you and they're
it's a hard enough thing though, because you think you do have to answer those questions, and you don't know these things either. You just come out. All you know is you finally mustered the courage to fucking do the hardest thing you'll ever have to do in your life. And then you did it, and then you get hit.
And you started feeling great about yourself, and it feels like you're making
at the very least relief. Like you might not feel great, but you might feel some relief. Yeah. Like and then you get hit with this phalanx of bullshit. Like, it's just like unbelievable. If I can sum up my position on all of this, ignorant cis people are the hardest parts about being trans, and I'm not dissing cis people as a general rule, but like, there's a lot of ignorance and misinformation out there, and people really don't get it. They don't get it because they aren't trans. Like, only trans people fully understand how shitty it is and how much of a deep compulsion it is to need to do this. Like, that consumes everything, and they don't get that because they don't have that birth condition.
What other medical condition do we require other people's opinion on who aren't doctors? Like, can you imagine if you were like in an iron lung and like your uncle came in and was like, "What are you doing in an iron lung? I breathe fine without an iron lung. Why don't you breathe fine?" It's like, you don't know what you're talking about.
Why don't you? Like, it's like it's so ridiculous.
Why is your foot in a cast?
No, my foot's not in a cast. Like, it's like you have to take. Why are you taking cancer treatment? I don't have cancer.
It's like,
I don't have to go through chemo. Like, it's like people are ridiculous. But that's the hardest part.
I would say internally, outside of like other people, it's
and then the internal stuff. That's
and that's the other thing is like getting over
this might be the whole show.
Getting over your own fears, and a lot of that comes from other people because. You know, like I said, if you went to the doctor and they said, "Hey, you have this, and here's step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 4," most people aren't gonna be like, "Why are you doing that?" Like you know, that's not how you handle a ear infection. Just like, but for some reason, everyone's an expert on if you're transgender. They're all an expert about why you should or shouldn't be doing something.
Not so much that they're an expert; they just have strong opinions based on nothing at all.
They're not an expert that they feel they know everything. They've gone so far around.
So wild. The liberties that are just taken by the ignorant cis. Like, it's just mind-boggling.
Right. If you don't bother looking up any research, you're 100% right about everything.
Right.
I shouldn't use the word research because they've all done the research.
That's a YouTube video of someone in a truck. That's what research is.
I did have someone, I saw someone was posting and was like talking about like kids and like kids aren't having surgery. Kids aren't even starting out. If they're 4 years old and they say they feel this way, allow them to be the way they want to be, and they might grow out of it. They might not grow out of it, but they're not doing anything.
The truth,
at
too.
4 years old, they're not doing anything. And I just saw this one guy is like, "Oh, these people are quitting in the middle of surgeries." And I said, wait, in the middle of the surgery, they're changing their mind? That doesn't seem possible. And he's like, no,
yeah, because they're out cold. They wake up.
No,
like, I made a mistake.
I made a mistake. He's like, no, there's more than one surgery, and like they changed their mind. And I'm like, some people changed their mind. I'm like, what kind of medical fact are you coming at me with? Some people change their mind.
And like some of them have podcasts, very popular podcasts.
Very popular podcast.
Some of them are fucking senators. Like, it's insane. But like, I think overall, like, to condense that question down a little bit, like, I think it's important to remember that you don't need to justify your existence to anybody. And this is, I think, something a lot of baby trans, they grill you and they make you run a gauntlet of these ridiculous questions that you never thought about because they're nonsense and they don't have any relationship to any aspect of reality. But for some reason, these people that are close to you, like your family or your friends, are gonna, or your boss or whatever, is gonna all of a sudden just start demanding answers to stuff they literally just imagined out of nothing. They might as well come from fucking Narnia. Like, they aren't real.
Yeah.
And the best piece of advice I can give to all y'all's baby trans is, at no point do you have to justify your existence to fucking anybody. You don't have to do that. The only time where you might have to do that is to your doctor when you're trying to get HRT. At that point, it's like a job interview or talking to a cop where you got to tell them what they want to hear sometimes.
Yeah.
And that depends on the doctor you got.
Really, the hardest thing is realizing I should have done it 30 years ago. But that's neither here nor there. So, great question. Hopefully we're able to help. And like,
there's like really a whole lot of hard stuff.
What's the hardest thing about doing the greatest thing you've ever done for yourself? It's like,
what's the hardest thing about changing every aspect of your life and aspects of the lives of everyone who's ever known you?
Oh, it's
what's
Verizon.
Thing about that?
Verizon not changing my dead name on my account unless I send them a bunch of shit.
It's like just not being able to change your birth certificate, having problems at the airport, like all sorts of things. Like getting harassed in a bathroom when you just need to pee. Like trying to figure out at what point you need to switch bathrooms. Like, that's a hard one.
Yeah,
that's a hard one, and that's like a thing you kind of get hit with right away, early on too. Like because the bathroom conundrum is one. It is a conundrum, and unfortunately, a lot of places are starting to have like gender neutral bathrooms more and more. I see them, but that's here on the West Coast.
Okay,
might not be the case in some places in the United States, but they are more and more where there's the either or, and like that's such a great option when you're in that stage where you're literally in between the two, like where you're in that middle ground where it gets a little blurry and like things are questionable and like you don't know how things are going to go, and it's a second puberty. It's hard. It's fucking hard. The first one went no picnic, and the second one's kind of even harder. So, but it's beautiful, and the results are fantastic.
Okay. I'm really in here.
Yeah.
Great question, though. Hopefully, everyone realizes, whatever hardships come your way, you've got this. Your life's getting better every day from now on. Like, embrace who you are and what you're becoming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh God, I love being a girl so fucking much. Like
it's
every
so
day,
amazing.
every day, like I at least one point in the day, like I'm just like, God damn it, this is so much better. It's so fucking thankful.
So easy.
Like, oh God, to touch on like that last question asker, it's just like that's the thing for whatever bad there is. Like it's just being the right gender just makes up for all of it. Like it sucks that it's hard, but like fuck, it's so much better. And like the idea of going back, oh no,
Ron
not gonna happen.
Anyone who wants to stop me can kiss my ass. What's going on?
We got a special meme diver alert!
What? A special
Alert! emergency warning.
Yeah.
This meme diver, we're diving deep with this one.
Yeah.
We're going to start it out with just an email. Hi, it is an exciting day to read email, and that is because maybe you love email. Maybe you do not, and that is okay. Also, do not worry. Okay, let's get to the email. Our Halloween cards are launched, and that is exciting to know about, we hope, and there are 4 of them this year, with maybe 1 more to come still. They are below or through this link, and there are some other cards, new cards also. 2 of these are upgraded and remixed versions of our old Happelwen cards, and Happelwen is Halloween if you are spelling it with the wrong letters, but it is close enough to still get the point across. We are the only company that does that. For example, American Greetings only spells it Halloween, and Hallmark also only spells is Halloween. Do not get angry at them. They are part of the capitalist machine, and the shareholders are always screaming at them about spelling everything in a way that is correct. We will get there too, but we will fight them on it, and when they are making their demands, we will scribble Happelwen on their gourmet office wallpaper with a Sharpie before we bow down to their demands. What a show that will be. Okay, so you can order these now and make sure to put in the date section if you want them to get sent closer to Happelwen. Otherwise, they will get sent right away. I hope that clears it all up.
Is this some sort of Trump fundraising email?
This, my dear, is agehams.com.
Okay.
I found it with this. I got this is the ad that came on my Facebook page. Here's a picture of 3. They look like the rubber erasers you had in like grade school, but they're shaped like pigs. And there's 3 of them, and they have like different color backgrounds. There's like a light green, all kind of pastel, light green, light blue, and pink. And one's got a lamp on it. One's got a star with a smiley face that looks like the Mario Brothers star. And then one's got like an 8-bit heart. And the caption is, for $4.99, we will mail your friends or family an invitation to a fake lamp sale and 3 small pigs. agehams.com. Finally, a card for a fake lamp sale. We love you. Shop now.
Nice.
Does that clear it up?
I mean, I got it. I mean,
the pieces are coming together slowly.
Can I just interject? Age Ham still sounds like this could be a Trump fundraising thing.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not.
Okay.
But I wanted to know what it was. So I went to agehams.com, and this is what I found. So this is the homepage of agehams.com, and you can see at the top it's got the pigs, and they have little designs on them. Mm-hmm. And then it's got like your kind of bright, friendly, warm, cheery color scheme. And it's got your typical top of the page, different rooms you can click to or whatever pages. They don't capitalize anything, and they spell yooh 100% of the time. That is their way they do it. That is how it's done. If this is your first time at Age Hams, click here for the basics. New, and I think so. What I've pieced together for what Age Hams is. Age Hams is a company that makes niche greeting cards that also send you little pigs with a little picture on them. That's what they do. They're a greeting card company. Yeah. And I am in love with agehams.com. It's like my new favorite company. So this is you scroll down, you get a little bit more. These are a sample of like some of the cards that you can buy, but this is not all of them. There's a thing that says, hi, you are at Age Hams. We have a rewards program. You get Bleh Points just for signing up. And Bleh Points can become money dollars. Yes, spelled YAIS. Yes, I want to sign up is the button. If you have an account on our website, you are already signed up. Sign in. Bleh Points. You can earn more Bleh Points for doing different things. And also they are called Bleh Points because our dog lawyer is named Bleh. So when you tell your friends about Age Hams, they get a discount. So this is like when you sign someone up. If you log in and you sign someone else, they get $2 money off, and you get $2 money off with a pig, I guess. It is so exciting. You should tell Megan and everyone else about Age Hams. I mean, I agree. Megan must know.
Megan must know.
These are more cards. I like the one on the bottom right here. It says, text me your P name, LOL. And P is spelled PEA, but it's clearly a drop of urine with a happy face. I like this company quite a lot. So in the verse page, there's this sign that says, if this is your first time at Age Hams, click here for the basics. So we're going to click there.
Yeah.
And that's going to take us here. Basics. Okay. Here are 3 quick videos you can watch to explain Age Hams so much. Number 1, what are Age Hams? And so there's a TikTok that you can watch that explains what Age Hams are. The caption here says, on a still screenshot, is you can also add an Age Ham sticker to your card, and people like when you do that. So I think Age Hams are the little pigs.
Yeah.
And like you can do that, and people like Age Hams according to Age Hams. There's their team. This is the people that work at Age Hams.
Sure.
Okay, here's everyone that works at Age Hams. Owen Shackleton, president. Age Hams started as a project for Owen's Middle School Entrepreneur Club. He won his school's Shark Tank contest and also went on to win 3rd place at a regional competition, and then Age Hams became a real company so much. And there's a picture of clearly a child looking at like the kind of bridge that Ichabod Crane rode on.
Yes, the covered bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now there's Brian Spaeth, Spaeth. He's the COO. Brian is Owen's stepdad and helped Owen work on Age Hams for his project and then to turn it into the aforementioned real company. And also he does other things too. For example, he can often be found in the parking lot of CVS or Walgreens watching Avengers Endgame audience reaction videos and crying. He's on the staff. There's Joey, who appears to be a dog. Joey, VP of Marketing. Joey takes all of the photographies for Age Hams. And also he decides when to make the different ads happen. He also likes to give so many licks and jump up on people and steal food right off of the table, and the garbage truck makes him crazy. That's implying strongly that their VP of Marketing is in fact a dog named Joey.
I mean, that's what the picture would have you lead you to believe.
Blue, the dog lawyer, is another dog. Blue is the Age Hams dog lawyer, and that means he goes to court and is always suing people. And then if someone sues us, he also goes to court. Blue loves graham crackers and going outside at 3 a.m. because he thinks a raccoon might be trying to get the garbage, and he thinks he can sue the raccoon for that.
I mean,
that's the dog lawyer.
I mean, he's a dog lawyer.
Sue people.
Yeah.
He's a dog lawyer. He's sue crazy dog lawyer. Mary Mason, head CFO. Mary has a poster of money dollars on her wall, and that is there because she likes keeping track of the company's money dollars so much.
CFO's job.
Yeah. When she is not counting the Age Hams money dollars, Mary likes to exercise, and she can bench press 245 pounds 2 times. Something else. Only the first time has perfect form, but that is still so strong. What in the world?
Yeah.
Then Terry Bayless, VP of Operations. Terry keeps every element of the Age Hams business running like trains when they are on time, and she even has a tattoo of a train with a clock next to it on her shoulder. Terry always says she played Catwoman in the last Batman movie, and even though everyone knows it is not true, her stories about making the movie are so exciting and interesting that it is okay. They spell okay, O-K-E-Y. I think that's okay.
Okay. Oh my gosh, there's more people here. Jeez.
Here's more of their people.
I thought like there were going to be 3 people. Oh, we're going. All right.
We're going to get to the middle one last.
Wait, there's more after this?
The middle one on this page. So
okay.
On the left, Janice Mitchum, Human Resources. Nobody knows anything about Janice, but she is really good at her job, even with all of her secrets. One thing is for sure, and that is Janice has a car, and we know that because we see her come and go in it to work, and one time we tried to follow her, but she definitely noticed because she did evasive maneuvers and went into a tunnel, and that was because Janice knew we are afraid to drive in tunnels because she did her research. Oh, also, we are the next guy. We wrote all of these profiles. Anika Grace, creative director. or Annika. Let's call it Annika. Annika is the brains behind all of our card designs and our ham stamps and tents and packaging and etc. Another fun fact about Annika is that she is the 506th ranked chess player in the world. And while that is actually last place in the chess league, it is pretty great to be ranked and probably means she is better than almost everyone else in the world. But still, by some metrics, she is the actual worst chess player in the world. The whole thing is so complex, we just do not talk to her. But the most interesting one on this page is the middle one, which is their social media manager, Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, I know that guy. He's Ryan Reynolds' friend.
He was in charge of all of our social media, and that means he posts Joey's photographies on Instagram and the other places and writes the captions, etc. And he also writes all of our marketing emails and texts. If you are ever exchanging messages with anyone from Age Hams, it is probably Hugh, so feel free to ask him about his other job as a famous actor. For example, he loves to share stories about the time he was the greatest showman and also the times he was Wolverine. So Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, is their social media manager. Sure. What's what Hugh Jackman's up to these days? Working for agehams.com. I love it. A couple of these seem a little fishy to me. Do they seem a little fishy to you?
I mean, I'm not here to judge what people are doing. I mean, I'm going to just Hugh Jackman and Aged Hams. Let's just see if anything pops up.
Check.
Yeah. He calls himself a big old ham in an interview. No, nothing really. Everything just comes up. If you put in Hugh Jackman and Age Ham, it just comes up how old he is, which, I mean, I don't think that's right.
Try Hugh Jackman, Age Hams, one word.
All right. First drop down is Jackman and Age Hamstring. Would be the first.
Is that looking good? Is this company liars?
There's a frequently asked questions at Age Hams about Hugh Jackman. Is Hugh Jackman really in charge of your social media? Oh, you're right there. Okay.
No, please read it. Yes.
Well, I mean, I can see it on your thing. It says yes, and it's the same Hugh Jackman that was the greatest showman, and he was Wolverine. I mean,
are you a victim of the capitalist machine?
Aren't we all?
We are all. And time is running out before Age Hams becomes one of the oppressors of the capitalist machine. For example, every time we set a new record for orders in a day, we start looking at spreadsheets and feeling our soul leaving. Thank you.
This is a great FAQ page.
I am absolutely in love with Age Hams. Here's a review of Age Hams by Jess Bosarge. About 2 years old. Hi. A lot of people have left us, first of all, this is just them saying hi. A lot of people have left us nice reviews to let you know that giving us your money dollars is a good idea. You can read our Google reviews right here, and our average is 5 stars. And then our Facebook reviews are here, and you guessed it, that average is also 5 stars. That means we have never gotten a bad review, and that is a great record. It is even better than Pizza Hut has done. Here are a few examples. Thank you. So here's Jess Bosarge, about 2 years ago, wrote this review. Their piggies are adorable, and I love them. I also just love their management. Age Hams is perfect.
Age Hams is perfect.
I gotta say, so far the management is really winning me over.
They're killing it. Yeah, they're killing it.
I agree. Now you can also register your Age Ham. So when they send you those little pigs in the mail, you can then register, and here it is. Fill in the boxes below, and you will learn everything great about living with your new Age Ham. There's an email address, and then blah 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 blah. What did you name your Age Ham? If you are registering more than one ham, put all of their names. So you have to name your hams. And what is your Age Ham stamp? If you're registering more than one ham, put all of their stamps is the same order as above. So you can register. I don't know what the benefits of registering them are, but clearly you should be doing this.
You should.
If you get Age Hams, you should register your Age Hams. And then they've got a thing where this is where you can check out all the different kinds of cards they have, but it's covered by an offer of getting 20% off your order. So you really can't.
I noticed that. It really doesn't really help very much.
And I tried getting around that. There was no way around that on the website. There just wasn't. So that's just, I don't know if that's intentional or just the dog dropped the ball, or maybe this was Hugh Jackman's job.
Sounds like it's Hugh Jackman's problem.
So to close it, here's one of their cards. The name of the card, I guess, is guess which kid has hot waffles in their backpack. And it shows 8 school children that are all very happy and ethnically and culturally diverse. And it has their names. It says, from left to right, we've got Zach, Carmen, Hawk, Andrea, Riptide, Knife, Nathan, and Layla. I don't know if those are their real names, but I have never met anyone named Knife. But like, could be a cool name.
I've never met anyone named Riptide either.
Have you never met anyone named Riptide before? Never
met anyone named Riptide.
I don't think I have either, but you can call to check your nice answer at 1-216-200-8974. I've never called that number before, but you could call that number if you like to check on to see which kid you think has hot waffles in their backpack. Who do you think has the hot waffles in their backpack?
Riptide.
You think Riptide?
Yeah.
Riptide's looking like a pretty strong candidate, isn't he? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I hate to burst your bubble. That phone number it picks up, but it says there's no message.
There's no message, so we'll never find out which of these kids has hot waffles in their backpack.
We know it's Riptide. Look at that.
No, I'm feeling Hawk. Like Hawk might have the hot waffles, and the reason is because everyone else's smile is very big and bright, but I feel like if you had hot waffles in your backpack, you might be a little uneasy. Like Hawk seems to be the least excited.
So 2 things. 1, Riptide does not have a smile on his face at all. And 2, Hawk is wearing a long sleeve button down dress shirt. That's not the clothing of someone.
The more reason
that's not someone who has hot waffles in your backpack. You got to be concerned about getting.
You think he's got QuickBooks 2008?
Yeah, he's got something. He's got he's got a Sudoku book in his backpack.
Hawk definitely has many calculators.
I didn't say that. I don't know. Maybe he probably has a granola bar or something healthy.
Probably a lunchbox, a healthy lunch, maybe.
Yeah.
I like to imagine that Hawk has a healthy lunch in his backpack.
Hawk looks very professiontional. He's definitely not someone.
He does. He looks very put together.
Yeah, Riptide looks like someone
who's wearing khaki pants.
Riptide left home
I've never seen a child dressed like Hawk, actually.
Yeah, the khakis with the button-down shirt. He threw off his tie.
Never seen that on a child that young. Yeah, like he's dressed for the office for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's not the kind of kid that has hot waffles in their backpack. Yeah, it's clearly Riptide. It's got to be, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Who else could? Oh, it's a really shame that number's not going to tell us.
Yeah, I'm kind of upset. Not a sponsor, so I guess but maybe we send them an email and ask them to sponsor us.
I did send them an email.
Did you ask them to sponsor us?
No, but I did ask them for a job.
We gotta take Hugh Jackman's job.
Should we read the email I wrote to them?
That's entirely up to you. I'm not going to tell you to read your private emails.
There's nothing private about my life. This is the email I wrote to H. Hams asking for a job. Subject being, I have great desire to work at H. Hams. Hi, hello. I am very much like to work at H. Hams. Okay. About me is that most of all, I like fun, and then I like people and their having of the fun and warm feelings. And then I like dogs and cats, and then I like video games and music. I had other jobs besides H. Hams, but none are as fun or as nice as H. Hams, and I want to work at H. Hams instead of the other places, please. I am living in California, USA, and I will stay here, but I can still work at H. Hams because I can talk to everybody on the internet. Thanks to Al Gore made it in the 1990s, and it is still here even now so much later. I know only the best and nicest people work at H. Hams, and that is why I want to work at H. Hams also, and because also I want to meet Hugh Jackman, but not to bother him about being Wolverine so much, but to be impressed. Below the smiley face below is my name and that I am a girl and my email so that we can talk in the internet, and also my phone numbers so that you will call me to tell me that you also want me to come work for Age Hams. Please very much. Okay, great. Smiley face, my contact information.
Best of luck to you on that.
I think that's a pretty fucking quality email.
I would have said I don't want to bother Hugh Jackman about Wolverine, but I do want to bother him about playing The Greatest Showman.
Well, that's fine. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
If I get the job at Age Hams and I get to talk to Hugh Jackman,
drop the ladder down for me.
About that for you. I'll introduce you.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Be like, hey, Hugh Jackman, this is my friend Lilith, and she wants to know about you being the greatest showman.
That's amazing.
Was that like a role he did, or what is
what
he was? You know what that is?
He was in the Greatest Showman.
That was a movie.
I believe the movie pronounced it as one word as The Greatest Showman. So I don't know if he was in a different movie or where he was the greatest showman. Not like
Gary Oldman.
No, or Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
No, that's my lawyer, Hank Spider-Man. Originally, yeah. Wolverine was
Philip
Wolverine.
Seymour Hoffman.
He was Wolverine Man.
He was Wolverine. Well, was it their man after it? Wolverine.
Yeah, that was originally the first comic. He was Wolverine Man, and they were like,
"What if Wolverine Man?
What if we just call him Wolverine?"
Well, what if you just called him Super? That's terrible.
Yeah, it's Super's I guess
not, it does.
Super's
it
not a
does
noun.
Work for
Superman's
what about
not
just
a noun.
Spider.
That's no, that doesn't work. For clear reasons.
I mean, but Wolverine does work. It does work. Maybe it's just because they said so. Like if they had always called him Spider, and that's just what he was called.
I actually made that up. He was never Wolverine Man.
He was never Wolverine Man?
No, I just made that up.
Well, now I'm a little sad that he was never Wolverine Man. He really had me. He had me on. Yeah. He had me hook, line, and sinker.
It was always just Wolverine.
Well, anyway, that's it for Age Hams and Hugh Jackman and Wolverine
Meme Diver
Man and Meme Diver.
That whole thing.
I will be putting up the ad.
Yeah.
And on legitnft.horse, that will be an NFT that you can purchase, but I'm not going to put the website up.
Not until they pay us for advertising.
The ad will go up. The ad that I initially saw on Facebook will be a meme that you can purchase at. By the way, rating wise,
5 Twitter bucks. 5.
Yeah. 5 Elon Musk fun bucks. 5 Zucker coins, like max to the max.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah,
Jim Cramer is telling you to buy this. Yes.
The deepest, that's the deepest we've ever dove on Meme Diver. And I would like you all, feel free to try and top it. Send us your memes. Send us your emails at Being Trans Podcast. Is that right? Being Trans Podcast
at gmail.com.
Being Trans Podcast at gmail.com is the email address you can send us. You can also, like, if you can send us messages, we're on Facebook. You can comment on our YouTube channel. You can comment on our Buzzsprout channel. You can comment. You can talk to me or Lilith directly on Facebook or Insta. Well, I'm not on Insta. She's on Insta.
But you can talk to the podcast on Instagram, Being Trans Podcast on Instagram. We're on TikTok. Being Trans Podcast is on TikTok. And just reach out, email us questions, hit us up on the interweb social medias, and we'd be happy to connect and answer questions and look at your memes and appraise your memes and have maybe eventually it'll get so big we could have like a meme appraisal show like the Antiques Roadshow. Maybe where we just go on the road and people bring us their memes and we appraise them. And
I mean, that'd be terrific.
That's always be the dream.
That is the dream, really. Yeah. Well, I think a thing we could maybe do is if enough people get into sending memes and there's enough of a community that we could have a meme convention.
Yeah, a meme convention.
We could have a Meme Diver convention. We could like meet in a city and like rent out a convention space, and we could all come dressed as our favorite memes. And who knows? I've never actually been to any sort of have you been to any convention before?
Not like I've been to professional conventions, but I've never been to like a Comic-Con or anything like that.
You went to like a professional hot dog convention where they were selling hot dogs and everyone was dressed like a hot dog.
No, it's all the industry's leading hot dog manufacturers get together and talk about hot dog technology. And
I mean, I've been to conferences like with business because I've worked for different companies who have had conferences and business conferences where you get together for like people from the whole company and you do boring shit.
That's what a con is.
Because I feel like there's a great difference between that and like a Star Trek, because that's a conference, not a convention. Those are two different things.
Whatever.
No, because that's a conference.
It's a con.
But that's not like if Star Trek fans get together and speak Klingon to each other, that's a convention. Firefly or like anime or like I mean, podcasts there's podcast conventions, and you can't tell me that's the same thing as like going to like a business meeting.
No, but it shortens down to con just like anything else.
So does Constantinople, but that doesn't mean the same thing.
Yeah. Going to con Turkey.
Confidence is shortened to con. That's where con man comes from. Confidence man.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
Maybe who knows? Maybe one day we'll have a little aged hams convention conference.
Thank you for watching our etymology podcast where we talk about the origins of words and where they come from and how they're all the same.
That's the exact title of it, by the way.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. I'm Lilith. That's Amanda. We love you so much. Thank you for joining us on this Monday as we head into fall. And we love you, and we'll talk to you soon.